10.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Main engine start. 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff of Columbia.
Okay, real quick before we fly, I want to show you what I'm flying. This is the same High Flyer XL that crashed a few days ago when we had that Kato. Basically from the fins up, this is all new body tube here. The fins were fine, so everything here and down is original. But what that did was it gave me an opportunity to utilize this rocket to test out a new piece of equipment that a friend of mine designed. It's called the ACE, the Apogee Chute Ejection. And what it is basically it's an electronic parachute release. And as you can see, this little hatch opens up and the parachute comes out. Now you ask, what will release this? Well, the little RPM altimeter that I've been testing lately has a built-in apogee detector that when it reaches apogee, it's going to send a signal to a little motor that's going to spin a set of magnets. And those magnets are what's going to hold this hatch on, but when those magnets release from the motor spinning, it will allow this hatch to open up and deploy our 18-inch parachute that we have inside. Now, because this is a prototype and not quite sure what's going to happen, I'm going to do an initial test with a standard E-motor with a regular ejection, so we can, make sure that the weight is not too great and it'll fly just fine. So hopefully we'll get a standard ejection with the parachute up in this compartment here. Once we prove that that is successful and I can get a sense of delay on the seconds, we're going to fly another flight with the ACE being utilized with a backup ejection charge just in case this doesn't fire off. So that's the plan for the day. Let's get to the pad and see what we got. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we are, early morning. It's a little cold out, but perfect day to fly. A little bit of a breeze. This time it's out of the south, actually, which is unusual. But as explained earlier, this is the introduction to the ACE unit. And as part of our testing process, I'm not going to deploy the ACE. The purpose of this first flight is, one, to make sure that the hatch stays intact with the magnet. The second test is because of the extra weight, the model rocket is heavier than normal. So I'm running an E12-4 because I'm not sure what kind of delay I'm going to need on this ejection, because in subsequent flights, when I do use the ACE, I'm going to use a backup motor for discharge. And I want to make sure it's on the way down, not on the way up, or at apogee, because I want to give the ACE first rights for ejection. So, but then if that fails, then on the way down, then we should get ejection later. So I've got a 4 and a 6 motor for testing, but we're going to go with the 4 first. We're going to see where it deploys. Hope all that made sense to you. Okay, so scanning the skies. Skies are clear. Winds are relatively calm. We're armed. Altimeter's armed. Cameras are rolling. We're going at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, it worked. Okay, the standard discharge worked just fine. It looked like the rocket was on its way down, so that kind of proved our test that I think the 4 motor will be sufficient. I don't need to go to a 6. That's an 18-inch parachute, by the way. Oh, 24-inch, I'm sorry. Okay, we've got touchdown. We're going to go retrieve it and also check the altimeters and make sure everything compared properly. As we head out, I will say it did appear that the magnets held the hatch securely, so that was not an issue. We did not have a release of any kind, which is what we wanted on this flight. The motor did deploy the upper half of the body tube as planned. So, assuming when we get to the rocket and everything's intact, I'm going to call that a completely successful flight. It did everything we wanted it to do. And on a good note, the motor didn't KO on us either. I didn't mention before the flight, but that is a new pack of motors. I wanted to get a fresh batch, just, you know, completely different than what we had before. Just to kind of mitigate the risk a little bit more. I had to walk past it. I didn't see it, but we're way too far out. I mean, how hard would it be to see a red rocket with a bright yellow parachute? I think I see it right by the van. I can't believe I walked this far past it. It's right by the van. Okay, as we walk up on it, just checking everything out. Fins look good, the body tube looks good, parachute looks good, the payload bay for the ACE looks fantastic. Everything looks good there. Let me go and turn off the camera. Okay, so far so good. Test number 1. Success. I think we're going to stick with the E12-4 for the delay, and next flight we'll be utilizing the ACE unit. Five, four, three, two, one. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, here we go. This is the, I guess you'd call it the inaugural flight on running the ACE unit connected to the RPM altimeter. So ideally what's going to happen is we're going to reach apogee. The altimeter will register that and then send a signal to deploy the hatch, which is right there, to pop open and deploy the 18-inch parachute. And if that fails to fire, then I do still have the 18-inch backup in that payload bay right there below the ACE as well, just like we had on the last flight. So we've got a backup plan, but hopefully the ACE will deploy at apogee first, and we'll go from there. I've got an onboard camera filming the whole event. I've got all the altimeters on board. I got the cameras rolling. Everything is armed. Skies are clear. Winds are calm. We are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, looks like we just got the main deployment on the 24-inch. So it doesn't look like the ACE deployed. We'll check on that. But the hatch held together again, which is good. That's showing that the magnets are working and doing their job. Oh, we have an opening. That's interesting. There it is. There's our 18-inch chute on the ACE. Nice. Okay, well, we'll investigate that and see what happened. I know there is a like a fail-safe backup written into the RPM code, as my friend was indicating, so that may have been what released the ACE there on the way down. That could have been. It'll be interesting to see the onboard camera to see if there's any deployment up at apogee itself. But that was kind of cool, watching two parachutes bring it down nice and soft. So there we have everything laid out. That was an interesting flight, but I'd call it successful. We still have a good rocket intact, ready to go again. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we are, flight number 3 on the High Flyer XL. Again, running an E12.4 with the RPM and the ACE unit installed, armed and ready. Hopefully we'll get some good data and an apogee release. That's the goal. Still got the backup system just in case. Okay, skies are clear, winds are calm. We are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the main chute deployed again. We'll see if we get any activity out of the ACE. Alright, that landed pretty close. Alright, we'll see if we got any data from it. Okay, now I don't know if that popped open on impact or if it did it up in the air. Let me see if the rotor turned at all. No, it looks like the rotor, those black lines are still kind of in line, so I'm guessing that on impact the ACE probably popped off. But you know what, we're making progress, we're learning, we're testing. This is not the end. We'll continue to work with it. That was a good flight though. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next up is the brand new Yankee. This is the one I just finished up, and it's the vintage style. You can see the old paint scheme on it. And just running a 9-inch parachute with an A83 motor. Nothing fancy. Just want to get it up and down safely, make sure everything works right. This one has the baffle in it, so hopefully we'll get a good ejection up there at the top, and also running an engine hook, so we should not lose our motor. And I just felt the breeze come in from the north, but I've actually kind of got it aimed into the north, so that's not a bad thing. But anyway, running the Flight Sketch Mini up in the nose cone as well. So got a lot up in the front of the rocket. Hopefully everything deploys according to plan. Scanning the sky, skies are clear, winds are calm. We are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice climb. Good ejection. Parachute, please open. Okay. Ay. We might have broke a fin. Yep, we broke a fin. the chute just did not open. Well, not what I was hoping for. We'll get it glued back on and clean it up and make it look good again. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, I'm not going to go home on a bad note. Despite the last Yankee flight, I did bring out Old Faithful, my other Yankee with the baffle, running the same parachute, the 9-inch, and the Flight Sketch Mini. Now you'll notice I'm not going to hide it. The nose cone is not pressed in all the way because it's a really tight fit up in there. And yeah, if I had another inch, I think I'd be good, but I wish I'd done this on the last flight. Anyway, it wasn't a deployment issue. My parachute just did not unfurl like it should have. So hopefully we'll end on a good note and get a good flight out of this one. So winds are calm, skies are clear, altimeter's armed, everything's ready to go. We are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's not opening either. I wonder if I could, no, there's no way I could catch it. Well, maybe. Well, I kicked it. I think the chute opened at the last second, but whew. I don't know what it is with these little plastic parachutes not opening very well on me, but anyway. I'm gonna call it a day. That was fun. That was a good day. Have a great one. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I know I said that was it for the day, but you probably noticed that I had no data for that last flight because dummy me forgot to arm the Flight Sketch Mini. So I had no altitude record. And I do want to do a comparison between this Yankee and the other one I flew earlier. So I definitely want to get some comparison data. So another A83 motor, 9-inch parachute. Hopefully it'll open. But yeah, this time I'm confirming it's armed. I'm looking at it. It's registering. So same flight as before. This will be it for the day. Skies are clear, winds are calm. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And no chute again. Let's see if I can catch it. No, I ain't gonna make it. What is up with these parachutes? They're just not opening. Now the last one, it had singed a little bit and melted the plastic, which is unusual because I've got a baffle in there, so I shouldn't be getting any flame coming up in there like that, but I did. Maybe it did it again. I don't know. It's just, they're not opening. It's pretty torn and tattered anyway. Maybe it's time for a new chute. But everything's intact. Looks like the fin survived this one, so there we have it. Now I'm going to call it a day. Have a great one, guys.